I am as God created me. Much like many other lessons, this lesson is applicable to whatever degree you understand it. So if you believe it's talking about this or that, yes, it is. It is talking about every area, regardless if anybody tells you you're right or wrong or anything. It makes absolutely no difference because you are as God created you. So it does involve and envelop every last little idea and concept and everything you think and understand it to be. It is either the reality of you or an aspect on your journey of discovering the reality of you. So you need to understand it in every single way you understand it to take you to the next step, If you understand it and what you believe is the reality of you, well, that's great. You believe it, and that would take you to the next step. So as much as you might think it's the end-all, be-all truth, you understand the whole everything and totality of all that is something, a knowledge, information, a type of understanding that will take you to the next step. So it's a pretty phenomenal thing, as we're going to be using this term all throughout the course, starting now. If we haven't yet, I think we did. But I am as God created me can be in, it doesn't matter if you're referencing to the ego, as many Course in Miracles teachers might tell you, that if you're referencing to the ego, you're wrong. And let me tell you, you can't be wrong. You cannot be wrong ever, because this is how God created you. So even if it is a misunderstanding of reality and you're in illusions, this is still as God created you to be. So if you take it back and you take these steps back, going to the perspective of recognizing what it is, all the way back, what did God create? And you can see that somewhere along the line, it seems, even as A Course in Miracles, it seems as if something went wrong. And it's not true. Yes, A Course in Miracles will tell you that yes, there was an illusion, there was a tiny mad idea that brought about a whole nother reality, but it's not wrong. That's a misunderstanding. When you project your guilt and your shame and your fear onto it, yeah, of course, there's so many things you can do wrong. Right? You're just screwing this whole thing up everywhere, right? You've made it into something that you disagree with now, and that's what's wrong. You disagree with what you made it to be. But God does not disagree with anything. God does not and cannot disagree, even just simply because of what it is. It is literally only agreement and love. So it can't find any sort of disagreement with illusions or false realities. It can't. So it will never condemn you for being an illusionary perspective and forgetting, say, who you are as it created you to be. It makes absolutely no difference if you understood this, say, wrong or right. So I really want to emphasize that, because it's going to be embodied throughout the rest of the course, as the many times that we will use it, even in the reviews, that I am as God created me does work with, yes, your personality. Yeah, that's fine. You're being who you are. Be who you are to whatever degree you understand who you are. That is as God created you to be. Even if it is, say, 3 or 4-fold from the presence of the Son of God, it makes no difference. It is just an echo from the voice of God. It is still the same truth, regardless of how many times it's been distorted and changed and misunderstood. As many would say that a church, if they believe in a particular one, or a deity of some sort, represents of an actual person, an actual occurrence, and even that of an actual God. As it's been passed down through generations, I guarantee, that it's been turned upside down, twisted, and changed all throughout history in many different palpable references throughout time and space. And yet, we still have an idea that many of us want to say that this is the absolute truth. And that's fine and perfectly acceptable because it is in there. The absolute truth is in everything. Yeah, even if it is, you turn it upside down, twist it around, it's still what it is, right? It doesn't matter how many, say, distorted lenses you put on top of it, you're still seeing what is actually there. It just might be a little scawampy in your vision of it. So in your vision of it, just like this, regardless if you see yourself as problematic or ugly or distorted or something, it makes no difference. That's how you see yourself. So in that same way, your reference to like rose-colored glasses, what if you had rippled, distorted, like old wavy panes of glass, and you had it with many different colors in it, and you're looking through that, and you see this warpage. You see it's all distorted of what you're looking at. Just because it's distorted and ugly and through the glasses you're using does not mean that it is ugly in reality. So in the same sense of this world, regardless, or the idea you have of yourself or ideas you have of somebody else, it doesn't matter how you see them, because in reality, they are still who they are. So it doesn't matter how you see yourself, even if you hate yourself or think you're pathetic or whatever it might be. In reality, you're still who you are. It doesn't matter if you think of yourself as a soul, a body, a consciousness, or anything. Yes, a body or an ego. Because in reality, it's still what you are. Who you are is what you are. You can't get out of who you are. Even if you see yourself as an illusion or as a distortion or something wrong. You see this? So a lot of people, yes, understand A Course in Miracles in a fashion that it's calling them to do something. If you feel guilty about this and you're like, oh, I'm in illusions, I'm stuck in illusions and I need to get out of it. I don't know how to get out of it, but then yes, you're being called to learn how. And I guarantee if you're looking in the right places and learn how to forgive and let it all go, you will succeed in seeing without those distorted glasses the reality of what is there, as I have myself. So please recognize that it's not the way you think it is, ever. If you see bodies and you're on this journey, it's not the way you think it is in reality. These are all steps that are helpful to get you to the next step. Remember that? Yeah. It's helpful to get you to the next step. That's really pretty much it. So regardless if you think you understand what I'm saying right now, it doesn't matter if you understand it correctly or not. You're understanding it through spirit in the way you need to get you to the next, what step, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, in reality, you are still as God created you, and what you are pours through all existence, regardless of a dimension distortion, regardless of a physical concept, regardless of illusions. It's still pouring through the happiness and love of what God has created you to be. The truth of who you are as the Son of God is the absolute truth that will always dominate, always prevail. It will always be here right now as it is and still is right in this moment within you.